Hey everyone, I'm Michael, and welcome to another video. This is my second time recording this video because the first time around I had an epic fail due to a bug in this program, and you're going to understand exactly why you don't want to have bugs in this program very shortly. But what this program is, well, you guys may have noticed I've been kind of switching gears lately and playing LittleBigPlanet on my channel instead of programming. Um, and that's because I was a little burned out and I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to pursue level design for a while, and that's the perfect way to do it in LittleBigPlanet. But LittleBigPlanet has something in it called its Advanced Logic System that's been in the game since LBP 2. And what I've done is I've decided one day in the shower that I wanted to see if I could recreate AutoHotkey, but using LittleBigPlanet Logic. So I brought out my trusty Thundershock engine, and I did it. I made AutoHotkey, but it's LittleBigPlanet Logic. Now it's nowhere near finished. There are a lot of bugs, there are a lot of missing features, there are a lot of things you can't do with it yet. But the base functionality is there. You press a key and things happen and you can do things. So I'm going to take you through a little bit of a tour of the whole UI here and how it all works. So in the center of the screen, we have an AND gate. And the only reason I know it's an AND gate is because I hard-coded it to be a AND gate to be an AND gate when you put it in, or when you launch the app, it just plops an AND gate there. I'm probably going to remove that soon, but that's an AND gate. The graphics in this, by the way, they look kind of bad, and that's going to change eventually. Eventually, I'm going to go through and polish this whole thing up. Someone from Trixel Creative's Discord server has offered to help me out with graphic design, so he and I are going to work together on this whole thing. So I'm really grateful for that. But for now, we're just dealing with some gray boxes here and, Arial text, and we'll get through this. But anyway, the way this works is we have our craft book on the side here, which is like your tools bag, and it's actually named craft book in Restaged. Speaking of Trixel Creative. Totally original name. But it works, and it's a lot better than calling this the Poppet, because then I could actually get sued. But anyway, we have many objects in our craft book that we can use to build keyboard macros. For example, we have the Keyboardinator, which allows you to press a single key. We have the Textinator, which allows you to type out some text. Then we have global sensors, which are basically nodes that fire off a signal when they sense something happening on your computer. Right now there's only one global sensor, and it's a key press sensor. So when you press a key, it fires a signal off. And then we have our basic logic, which is your AND, your AND, NOT, OR, and XOR gates. And then we have our advanced logic, which combiner takes two signals and combines them into one. A positive and a negative signal becomes a combined signal. We have a counter, which counts up by 1 every time it receives a signal. We have a splitter, which takes a combined signal and splits it into its positive and negative components. We have a timer, which tracks time when it receives input. And we have a toggle, which toggles between on and off when it receives an input. These are your bog standard LittleBigPlanet objects. Then we have a wave generator, which is not implemented because it's not implemented. It's in the uncategorized category for a reason. I just haven't implemented it yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a simple macro that when I press F2, types out a message and hits enter. And we're going to pop it into Discord and give it a try. So I'm going to start with a global sensor. So the global sensor is going to be a key press sensor, and I'm going to put that on the board. And this is hard-coded to sense the F2 key. So if I press the F2 key, you're going to notice it. You're going to notice it pulse on for a single frame. So that's important. Then I'm going to take an OR gate. So an OR gate is this. And I'm going to pop that right here. I'm going to completely ignore the AND gate. So an OR gate, it generates a signal if any of its inputs are active. And the signal that it generates is going to be the strongest signal. So if I wire the F2 sensor into this OR gate here, what's going to happen is it's going to pulse on with the F2 sensor, which is great. So then I'm going to take a toggle from the advanced logic, and I'm going to put it right above the AND gate. All right. I'm going to wire the AND gate into the toggle. Or wire the OR gate into the toggle, sorry. I'm concentrating, so my words aren't working as well as they should. And I'm concentrating because you have to be right on the nose with the mouse cursor right now. It's not very user-friendly to work with this. So I've wired them in, and if I press F2, the toggle should come on, and then it should come off. Comes on, comes off. Alright? Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an advanced logic timer. I'm going to put that below the AND gate. I'm going to wire the toggle into it. Alright. Okay. And then I'm going to wire the timer's reset, or timer's output into its reset pin. That's going to reset it. Like that. So now if I press F2, what should happen is the timer starts counting up. And then it resets, and then it counts back down. Or it then starts counting up again. But this isn't exactly what we want. We want it to count up, and then reset, and then stop counting. So what I'm going to do in that case is I'm going to take the output of the timer and put it into the OR gate. Which does exactly what you would expect it to do. It pulses once, and then it shuts itself off. Alright. So we press the key, and 4 seconds later we get a pulse from that timer, which is awesome. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a Keyboardinator, and I'm going to wire it into the timer. Alright, so we take the timer's output and we wire it in. So now, we press F2, and 4 seconds later, it should press the F1 key. Or not the F1 key, it should press the Enter key. Alright? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another thinginator. I'm going to take the Textinator. And I'm going to wire this in to the OR gate as well. Actually, I'm going to wire it into the toggle. Okay. So, let's press F2 and see what happens. Alright. Nothing too special happened. Well, let's take it in a notepad. So, now I should be able to press F2, and nothing happens. Why not? Well, I would imagine it's because... I would imagine that it's because the game, or I wasn't exactly, you know, good with my mouse positioning, so I'm assuming that I didn't wire these in. So that sucks, but oh well, that happens. As you can see, it worked this time. And 4 seconds later, it actually pressed Enter. So that's pretty cool. So we can type messages into Notepad. That's pretty cool. But, you know, we can go into Discord, too. And as you can see, I've actually played around with it earlier inside of the Trixel Creative Discord. But we're gonna hop into the Alkaline Thunder Discord, because you guys should really join the Alkaline Thunder Discord. And I'm gonna press F2 in here. As you can see, it typed out the message, and then it sent it to Discord. So it's going to work in any app you use. And that's basically the entire functionality of AutoHotkey, is you press a key anywhere in your computer, and then something happens in the background that eventually becomes something that you see or do on your computer automatically. It's a key macro. And I did it using LittleBigPlanet Logic gates. So there's a lot of possibility here, especially when I implement the tweak menu, which, by the way, is not yet implemented. I'm thinking what'll happen there is if I left-click on a node, it'll open up its tweak menu. If I left-click and hold a node, I can drag it around. And if I right-click a node, then it deletes it. But none of that is implemented yet, so yeah. But you can see this whole thing works. I press F2 and then, you know, it does something. It types out a message. It presses enter. It's cool. I like it. Now, of course, the tweak menu isn't there, so you can't go in and change what key the Keyboardinator types and what text the Textinator types. You can't change how many ports an OR gate has. You can't change how much time is on a timer and stuff like that. But that's coming. It's all work in progress, and that's the great thing of open source. And I'm really excited for this project because, you know, this was a shower thought, but it's a shower thought that actually became a reality, and people actually enjoy the idea of this, so I'm really excited. But anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you are excited for what's to come. There's going to be a complete makeover of the entire UI soon, which is going to be awesome. And then everything's going to have their proper icons. And I'm going to implement the ability for wires to show. Right now, as you can see, I'm telling you that I'm wiring things into each other, but you can't actually see what's wired into one another. And that's because I haven't actually implemented a cable renderer yet. But I will soon, and then this is going to look amazing. And then I'm going to implement other things like the ability to do logic based on like what pixel the mouse cursor is over and stuff like that, and sense modifier keys and mouse clips and all that sort of stuff, and be able to. There's going to be a mousinator and a screen or a screen caption. I can't even think of a name off the fly for that, but a node that when it receives a signal, it's going to take a screenshot. Stuff like that. That's going to be really cool. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video. As always, I've been Michael. Hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.